And we continue our in-depth look at Kazakhstan's rapidly expanding cooperation with the European Union. Within the 8 months of this year, bilateral trade between Kazakhstan and the EU reached nearly $30 billion, while cumulative European investment in Kazakhstan now stands at about $200 billion. Following European Council President Antonio Costa's visit to Astana, new areas of partnership are taking shape, from critical minerals to energy security and digital connectivity. In the next report, we break down the fundamentals behind this renewed momentum, examine key projects launched this year, and hear from leading analysts about what this development really means for Kazakhstan and wider region.
This year has been one of the most dynamic periods in Kazakhstan's modern diplomacy. Astana has welcomed a remarkable lineup of European leaders: Italy's Giorgia Meloni and President Sergio Mattarella, the EU's Kaja Kallas and Antonio Costa, along with the presidents of Slovenia, Bulgaria, Slovakia, Estonia, Finland and Hungary. Each visit carried its own agenda, but together they revealed a clear and compelling trend: Kazakhstan is emerging as one of Europe's most strategic partners. A landmark moment came at the C5+1 summit in Samarkand, when Central Asia-EU ties were formally elevated to a strategic partnership. In 2025, Kazakhstan pledged to boost exports to the EU, targeting 175 product categories with more than $2 billion. But the real test was implementation. By the end of the year, those commitments began to materialize, and energy traditionally led the way with French and Italian solar investments, EBRD-backed grid upgrades, and plans for a trans-regional electricity cable. Nazarbayev University assistant professor Maya Savevska said that energy's momentum had already started to catalyze follow-on initiatives across other sectors.
We're at the stage where we have a lot of feasibility plans for specific projects. To name a few, let's say we have the graphite mine project in Karaganda from an Austrian company, and now this 3 million euros were committed from the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development for this project. So also we have few projects that are in this domain, like lithium, finding of lithium in East Kazakhstan. We have a German company who is interested in investment, but those are just at a project level. So there is a lot of feasibility studies, environmental, social, that needs to be conducted for us to see the end results.
Similarly, most of the agreements had been mapped out with clear roadmaps. A new laboratory was launched and joint technological projects began in critical minerals. The Middle Corridor was expanded and European investments in renewables increased. New logistics routes across the Caspian were established, and student exchanges were broadened alongside additional European grants. Associate Professor Slavomir Orak of Charles University also outlined bilateral projects between Kazakhstan and the Czech Republic that were already underway, underscoring how diplomatic pledges had translated into concrete cooperation.
Czech Republic plays, let's say, a minor role in this overall EU Kazakhstan or EU Central Asian business, but nevertheless, again, we have, as far as I know, there are some projects concerning the transport issues and transport engineering. Czech Republic is relatively good in this sense. There are a lot of, for me, even surprisingly, there are a lot of projects in terms of agriculture.
Some initiatives, however, required more time to take off, particularly in the hydrogen sector. Kazakhstan unveiled its national hydrogen strategy, while the EU had already established its own framework years earlier, identifying Kazakhstan as a potential producer of green hydrogen. Among the most advanced projects, the Sweden-backed Eurasia One initiative in the Mangistau region completed its feasibility study, with construction slated to begin as early as 2026. Other renewable projects were already moving forward. Wind farms in Zhambyl and solar plants in southern Kazakhstan had secured European financing, while pilot programs in battery production and energy storage were testing local capabilities.
I think we are definitely past political signaling. We have sent all the signals, we have had all the declarations declarations, and now we're actually seeing eagerness on both sides that we want to see these projects implemented. And we already have the loan commitments to financing of some of these projects, and we have the investors interested in, and now it's about approving this through bureaucracy, these projects to take place on the ground.
So as projects move from planning to implementation, Kazakhstan is increasingly positioning itself as a regional hub for energy, transport and technology. This transformation is reinforced by sustained European investments and growing cross-sector collaboration, signaling that Kazakhstan-EU relations are entering a new phase, one characterized by measurable results, deeper strategic integration and lasting regional influence. Volodya Samigolina, New Time.